full space.
Mingo Wingo!
Dishes are broken.
Mingo Wingo is here. Mingo Wingo.
And then nobody else thinks that's this.
Due to the disturbance that occurred, someone in the restaurant captured the incident on video, and it quickly went viral on social media. The footage depicted Jermel being forcefully arrested while holding his child.
Hey, please look at the baby.
And Jermel did nothing wrong. That wasn't a law. That was a policy created by the Supreme Court, JB. So if you don't know, the Supreme Court, what they do specifically is they interpret the Constitution. That's why it's called a holding and not a ruling. Now, what is held by the Supreme Court in 2025 will be overturned in 2075. We know this because it used to be legal to own people with the 1857 case of Dred Scott. That case was overturned through a civil war. We had a civil war to get rid of that case, Dred Scott. Then we created legal racial segregation, the unelected Supreme Court did, in 1896. That legal racial segregation was legal by Supreme Court policy. The interpretation of the Constitution was that your First Amendment right to liberty, your constitutional right to life, liberty, and property wouldn't be impeded if there was separate but equal facilities. That holding lasted from 1896 till 1954, till Brown versus Board of Education, which ruled the holding in the Supreme Court in Brown versus Board of Education said that segregation is unconstitutional. So I can list, the 1927 case of Olmstead versus United States said that it wasn't a Fourth Amendment violation for the government to tap into your phone and listen to your phone calls. That 1927 case lasted until the 1967 case of Katz versus United States. The same thing with Pace versus Alabama in 1883. The 1883 case, let me make sure I get this back online here. Let's make sure we're still streaming here. The 1883 case of Pace versus Alabama, the Supreme Court made it illegal for you to have interracial marriage. The 1883 holding of the Supreme Court in Pace versus Alabama was overturned in the 1967 case of Loving versus Virginia. So what holdings mean is this is what we hold to be constitutional. That is often overturned every 50 to 100 years. Terry versus Ohio was passed in 1968. It's 2025. That means that we have 59 years, 58 years, where now it's on the verge of being overturned. Terry versus Ohio will fall in our lifetimes.